Hello, good morning. Welcome to our group video for the module Independent Applied Research in Management in Logistics. My name is Akhilesh Karni and I'm the group leader for our team. We are a team of 5 members, myself Akhilesh Karni, and we have Saiful Islam, Inobong, Rajbir Kaur, and Amin Akhtar. Our case study is number 4, wider context and issues to investigate around Boeing. And our group title would be Delivery Problems in the Aerospace Industry. On this page, we have contents, and in the contents, we have introduction, background information, aims and objectives, methodology, data analysis, and at last, we have conclusions and recommendations. Let's talk about introduction. In the contemporary world, global transportation and the defense of most countries is facilitated by the aerospace industry, which manufactures aircraft to be used in the systems. Consequently, there have been reported delivery delays that may threaten in the industry's competitive edge. At the moment, global air travel has resumed after the COVID-19 pandemic. This has enhanced the demand for more aircraft as people travel to various destinations and businesses are also expanding to multiple regions. Similarly, defense spending has also increased, which also translates to increased demand for military aircraft and other associated technologies. The aerospace industry is a contributor to the economic development of nations and regions because it facilitates the movement of people, goods, and services from one region to another. This facilitation often results in monetary gains. Therefore, if the industry is threatened, the economy can also experience negative impacts, as evidenced during the pandemic. Consequently, we choose this topic because it will bring out a detailed understanding of the reasons why there are delivery delays and probable solutions that can be implemented to ensure that the industry maintains its competitive edge and solves the existing problems. The industry is important because, as mentioned, it contributes to the GDP of countries. Therefore, it is a critical topic worth the analysis and understanding. The aerospace industry is a highly specialized sector with a vital role in global transportation, space exploration, defense, and even technological innovation. Consequently, it deals with the precise workflow that runs from design to maintenance. This industry deals with military innovation, commercial aviation, and the space industry. Some of the key players are Boeing, Airbus, SpaceX, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman. In this slide, we are going to talk about aim and objectives. This study aims to uncover the reasons why there are delivery delays in the aerospace industry. Consequently, the objectives of this study are to provide statistics or information that show that there are delivery delays, analyze the statistics or the information, and provide insights based on the analysis. In other words, providing interference on the findings. Now my team member Saiful Aslam will take over and explain about methodology, financial reports, and market reports. Thank you.
Thank you, my group leader Akhil, for introducing my team. So, my name is Saiful Islam. I am going to start from methodology. This study used the qualitative research approach because of the limited time and other research constraints. such as the availability of resources. Published reports from reputable organizations such as McKinsey and Company were used to ensure credibility and validity to the data. Additionally, there was an assessment of studies from peer-reviewed journals that researched the topics. News articles and market reports were also considered because the topic is an issue that is covered by organizations reporting current trends in the market. Inside our financial reports, which is for 2023, this figure, we can say it is evident that both Airbus and Boeing are experiencing a backlog, and this is majority attribute to the supply chain issues experienced in the market. The backlog was much higher in 2023 compared to a previous year, which is nearly 5,000 in Airbus and Boeing. This may due to the persistent supply chain problem. As mentioned, aircraft deliveries have declined and open order blocks has had growth for the past years. The time to clear the backlog is now becoming much more, thereby influencing or affecting supply and demand. Once the time to clear the backlog becomes more or higher, supply problems arise leading to fewer plane deliveries. According to the figure above, it is evident that aircraft deliveries are limited due to rising backlog, which require more time to clear. Now I'm explaining the three graphs. The first of all, aircraft deliveries. This graph shows a declining trend over time with a note of minus 22% near the end, likely indicating a significant drop in deliveries since around 2022. Open order backlog 1000, the second one. This graph shows an increasing trend over time with a peak marked by a plus 30%, indicating that orders for aircraft have increased, especially in recent years. The third number, time to clear backlog. This chart displays the number of years required to clear the existing backlog. The graph shows a significant upward trend, with the time to clear the backlog peaking at around 16 years. Also, according to McKinsey Company and company analysis, shortage was a major keyword most likely used by executives in the aerospace industry. It's meant that supply shortage is a key concern in the industry as there can be a shortage of labor or materials. In 2022, the world shortage has a higher index. This is a post-COVID era when the supply is disrupted and most individuals have been forced to early retirement. Now I'm explaining the graph. The first one is shortage. Mentions surged dramatically in 2021 and 2022, peaking at an index of 17.4 in 2022, with a decline in 2023, which is 6.9. The second is castings and forays. Mention showed a significant spike around 2016 to 2017, decreasing slightly afterward, but is still notable in 2021 is 17 before tapering of the 2023. The third is raw materials. Mentions increased steadily from 2016 through 2022 with a peak in 2022 3.6 but decreased in 2023. In terms of labor, if I say mentions have risen constantly, especially in 2021 and 2022, with the index reaching 2.8 in 2022 and slightly reducing to 2.4 in 2023. In terms of electronics and semiconductors, mentioned were relatively stable from 2014 to 2019, but surged in 2021 too, continuing to be high in 2022. This indicates that shortage labor and materials become major concerns during 2021 and 2022, likely driven by supply chain disruptions, whereas mentions related to electronics and semiconductors also spiked recently due to the global semiconductor shortage.
Thank you, Saiful Islam, for that wonderful presentation. I'm going to take on the market reports. and news articles, and in line with the directive given to us by our tutorial lecture that we ensure that our reports are less tech-heavy, our market reports and news articles less tech-heavy, it's video with visuals such as graphs and drafts. So from the figure above, it is evident that deliveries are lower compared to the others. This conforms to the data information provided by the articles mentioned in the data section. Both Boeing and Airbus have had challenges in production leading to the shortage of deliveries. Take for instance, Airbus popular brand A320 family had 1,675 orders and was only able to deliver 571 with a backlog of 1,104. Boeing popular brand 737 series had 987 orders and were only able to deliver 396 orders with a lot of backlog. Moving on to news articles. Can say, according to the figures above, 2023 has experienced the highest number of orders. However, from the previous reports, there is a backlog, and this may be attributed to supply chain issues. This figure shows that there is a growing demand for aircraft. However, the challenge is limited supply. You can see from the graph that there was growing demand prior to the advent of COVID-19, and with the advent of COVID-19, there was a decline in orders. But gradually, after the era of advent of COVID-19, it got to a point that in 2023 had the highest number of aircraft orders, as highlighted in this report. Also, from this news article, the graph by Murphy 2023, we can see that the figure shows that the shift in aviation experiences. As of now, there are geopolitical tensions. Take, for instance, geopolitical tensions between Russia and the West, between Russia and Ukrainian war, is taking its tolls because the major component used in production of aircraft is semiconductors and titanium, and Russia is a major supplier of that. So with the geopolitical challenges going on, it's impacting on the delivery. Another thing is reorientation of supply chains. With the advent of COVID-19 and post-COVID-19 era, supply chain management has to be reorientated, be changed. And also demographic shifts. Also, news articles and other reports from secondary sources can see that airline editor in an article written Airbus will deliver fewer new planes this year. Airlines be worried, mentioned that Airbus has complained about persistent supply chain challenges that has made it difficult to meet the required deliveries. The article further mentioned that growth-hungry airlines such as Indigo have found it unsuitable to operate in the market because they largely depends on new plane. Same article further stated that Skype's airline reporters also give a similar notion to Smith's. In the article, Boeing whistleblower claims company took shortcuts to make the 787 and 777 series, whereby it is mentioned that the investigation being made by the Federal Aviation Authority has significantly led to low production, hence further creating a supply chain problem. Additionally, ADS Group Limited, a trade organization in the United Kingdom representing aerospace and space industries, provides evidence that commercial aircraft orders and deliveries are experiencing a backlog, and there is only a 9% improvement in first quarter 2024 compared to 2023. According to a report by the Government Accountability Office, aircraft manufacturers are having challenges with keeping up with customer demand. The report gives a detailed overview of the number that have changed when compared to pre-COVID times. A key aspect that cuts across the report is that both Airbus and Boeing have failed to reach their target despite promising to do so. And this is mainly attributed to manufacturers, suppliers of parts failing to deliver the orders as required by the companies. On the other hand, in some cases, aircraft production has dropped for some companies. This leaves industry manufacturing parts to slow down their activities because of the uncertainty in the production of aircraft. Semiconductors and titanium are the major materials used in the manufacture of aircraft. These materials are also limited, and Airbus is experiencing shortage in sourcing for these items. So with this, It has also proved confirmed that, of a truth, there's a delivery shortage in aircraft deliveries. Thank you. I'm going to hand over my presentation to the next person. Raja will take over the next articles. Thank you.
Thank you, Anubhav. My name is Rajbir Kaur and I will explain the further few slides. First of all, I will start with the key findings. In the key findings from the research focusing on the major challenges and currently facing the industry, which is supply chain issues, labor shortage, and geopolitical issue. If I talk about the supply chain issues, in the supply chain issues, delays and disruption in the supply chain are significantly impacting on the operation and the timely delivery of the products. And if I talk about the labor shortage, there is a notable shortage of skilled labor, which is affecting production efficiency and increasing operational cost. And in the geopolitical issue, ongoing geopolitical tension are creating uncertainty, which can lead to increased cost, delays, and challenges in the global operations. A continuation and deeper analysis of the key findings previously discussed, highlighting the interconnectedness of the various issues. COVID-19 impact. The pandemic significantly disrupted production and transportation, revealing the aerospace industry, particularly when the travel restrictions were imposed and supply chain issues. The industry reliance on the limited sources has exacerbated supply chain disruption, especially when the alternative options are unavailable. And the labor shortage. The industry demands specialized skill, but instability, the challenging work and environment have made it difficult to attract new talents. And the geopolitical tensions. These tensions complicate the trade landscape, leading companies to seek more expensive alternative routes and making it more difficult for goods to move between regions. So overall, we can see that the emphasize how COVID-19 supply chain dependency and the labor market challenges and geopolitical factors are interlinked and amplify the challenges faced by the aerospace industry. A major issue in the aerospace industry is supply chain problems. These issues have been exacerbated by the COVID-19, leading to a bottleneck effect during the recovery period, and also points out that the rising cost of the materials further complicate the situations, making it a significant challenge in the aerospace industry. The additional challenges of the aerospace industry focusing on two main areas: consolidation of suppliers and technological complexity. In the consolidation of suppliers, which include issues arising from merger and acquisitions, which can lead to a reduced number of suppliers, as well as the bankruptcies that disrupt supply chains. And on the other hand, technological complexity, the erratic nature of the aerospace technology, including the complexity of the parts, leads to a cascading delay effects where issues in one part of the supply chain can cause delays throughout the entire production process. And the further slides, my friend Amin will explain.
Thank you guys for the wonderful presentation. Myself, Amin Akhtar, and now I'll continue with my part. Now I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis, strength and weakness, conclusion and recommendation. The SWOT analysis was appropriate for this study because it elaborates the area that the aerospace industry can work on while highlighting the strength that it can leverage in the process. The major issue facing the aerospace industry limit the required deliveries. However, the industry can maximize its capabilities in advanced technology to solve production problems. A company in the aerospace industry that has used SWOT analysis, the Southwest Airline, whereby one of its weaknesses was its dependence on Boeing aircraft. It was recommended that for further growth and profitability, there was a need to diversify its fleet. The table above shows the strength, weakness, opportunities, and the threat that they face in the aerospace industry. Strong technology, hard to compete, global business, high demand are the strength of the industry. Coming to the weakness, not enough skilled workers, safety issue, high cost, and must meet many rules and standards. But there are also many opportunities in the industry, which is new market in space, defense, and middle class market, using AI to make production better, and investing in the green aviation for low cost and environmental benefit. The threat in the industries are economic worries, global conflict, eco rules, and new competitors. The aerospace industry is compassed with various strengths that they can leverage to mitigate the delivery issue that affect them. Despite the challenge, the industry has a strong and ongoing demand that will keep the industry in the market for many years. Leveraging its technological powers, optimization of the production can be manageable. Therefore, as suppliers have contributed to the delays they are experiencing, it is logical to optimize their production by having options for the parts that they depend on from the suppliers. Supply chain management can also be a significant tool in managing supply issue experiencing in the industry. Consequently, the aerospace industry can solve its problem by leveraging the technological powers in its system. They can be substitute for the products that are needed most, and also having various ways for optimizing the supply chain so that the production arrive in the time if they are purchased from a different region or country. Now that we have covered the key points, let's move on to the conclusion. Once there are disruptions, it becomes harder for goods to flow from one region to another. This applies to aircraft materials and parts. They become inaccessible, thus resulting in backlog at the production stage. In addition, when prices are not favorable, the part will not be bought in the right quantities, and this translates to the backlog as the production process will be delayed. Facing higher costs will limit delivery because material will not be bought at the initial rate. The sanctions placed on the countries like Russia have an impact because they are one of the major suppliers of titanium, which is required for an aircraft manufacturing. With what's covered, let's move on to the recommendation. In this section, we present the recommendation of this study. It has been identified that the aerospace industry is having a supply chain issue, labor shortage, and geopolitical issue that have affected delivery system. This study recommended that diversification of the supplier base reduce operational risk. Supplier to employee, the just-in-time strategy works best when there are no overload of orders. Partnership and training programs should be heavily invested in through educational institution and the strategic collaboration. This is meant to improve supply chain practice. It can be done by adopting standardized industry-wide initiative. This brings us to the end of the presentation. The references are available if needed. Thank you all for your time and attention.